There's a teaching from the Baal Shem Tov. Unbelievable, life-changing insight from the Baal Shem Tov. Baal Shem Tov says, and this is in Savat HaVivash, Siman Mem Dalet, 44. Baal Shem Tov said, sometimes the Yetzer Hara fools a person by telling a person he tries to get a person to make a mistake, right? He fools a person by convincing the person that they did a huge sin. Even though it wasn't a huge sin, it was maybe a stringency, a chumra be'alma, or maybe it wasn't even a sin at all. But the Yetzer Hara is trying to convince the person that what they did, they transgressed a terrible sin. And the point that the Yetzer Hara has, the intention that he has, what's the outcome that he's seeking from that, is so to get the person in a state of despair or depression because of it. Because when a person is in despair or depression, then they won't be able to serve Hashem. This will keep them from serving Hashem. What is that? Despair and depression, anger and frustration is Haman Amalek. Remember that. So when the Yetzer Hara tells you, oh, you transgressed a terrible, terrible sin. Oh, it's horrible, horrible what you did. Guilt and shame. When he gets you into that guilt and shame, so that you can get into a state of despair or depression, what's the intention there? The intention is because then you won't be able to serve Hashem. You can't really serve Hashem when you're in a state of self-rejection, in a state of guilt and shame and despair and depression. You can't really serve Hashem. The Yetzer Hara, he doesn't care about the sin. He cares about what you feel after the sin. The guilt and shame. He wants you to get into that state of despair and depression and guilt and shame and self-rejection. So, because what happens through that is it disconnects you in your relationship to Hashem. Yeah. It gets in the way of your conversation or connection with Hashem. It gets in the way of your relationship. It gets in the way of your serving Hashem and doing other mitzvot the rest of the day, or the next day, or the day after that. And that's what the Yetzer Hara cares about. He tries to get in the way of that relationship that you have with Hashem. He tries to get in the way of you serving Hashem in the future.